Dear all, welcome to ESE online digital platform of ESE Engineering Academy. In the present video session, we are going to discuss the key and solutions for General Studies and Engineering Aptitude, and we are hoping you have performed very well, and this session is only meant for checking the key, and detailed solutions you are going to get soon. And we, the faculty of ESE Engineering Academy, wishing you all the best. Even. So coming to weightage analysis, in General Studies and Engineering Aptitude, so out of 100 questions, so as you see in the slide, so there are 10 topics, and 2024 and 25 just only for the sake of comparison we have given. And you know very well, out of 100 you are able to answer 45 to 50 questions, more than sufficient. So don't worry about your score and your rank. So most of the cases, like a first ranker, maybe second ranker, toppers are going to score only 50%. I can say 50 questions only they have answered. So for you 45 to 50 enough. And of course, so coming to the weightage, then just same weightage only, the slight change is mathematics disappointed this time. So in engineering mathematics and numerical analysis, generally we get 15 questions. But this time only we had 5 questions. The rest of the topics, like suppose you see general and current affairs, from this area 15, last year 15, this year 14. Engineering aptitude same 15 only, and here you may be scoring more. Mathematics of course disappointed. Design and drawing, particularly drawing is one of the important subjects, and we used to discuss in the classroom also. So you are comfortable in drawing, then perfect, you can without any doubt and without any discussion you can answer the question. And this time we had 5 questions from drawing, and the principles and safety from there 5 questions. Quality practices 5 questions, not last year, this year somewhat more weightage, 9 questions. Basics of energy and environment, last year 5 questions, this year more weightage, 11 questions. Basics of project management, as usual 8 or 7 questions. Material science this time good weightage, 7 last year, this year 10. ICT somewhat maybe less, last year 15 questions, this year only 11 questions we got. Ethics and moral values like a same 8 questions out of 100, this is the weightage. And I think you have scored in aptitude as well as maybe drawing, and mathematics of course this may be disappointed. And coming to project management, I am going to give the solution for project management. In the project management, just you can see the first question. Which one of the following phase predominantly testing and final standardization effort operations? Generally, if you see project management, conception phase, planning and design phase, implementation phase, and finally closure phase. Once the closure is over, project is completed, then the next stage is testing and validation and verification. So validation verification is generally done before the operation. So before the operation, what is generally done? Verification is done. So verification is the right answer. So what is the verification related things here? Evaluation phase. Evaluation phase is the right answer. So option D is the right answer for this. Option D. So next, which one of the following float spare time available for the activity if the activity started as late as possible and finished as early as possible? Here there are two words mentioned. As late as possible means latest start time, LI. It is finished as early as possible means EJ. So if you look at independent float is equal to EJ minus LI minus DIJ. Okay, from this what do you understand? Independent float is only using earliest finish time and latest start time. So what is the right answer here? Option D. Option B. Option B is the right answer. Independent float. So next question, effective rate of interest. So when we use effective rate of interest, normally the rate of interest is compounded per annum, annually, but sometimes in special occasions compounded semi-annually, compounded quarterly. In compounded quarterly means what will happen now? C is equal to 4 and effective rate of interest formula is equal to 1 plus I by C whole power C minus 1. So this is the effective rate of interest where I shows nominal interest. Here nominal interest how much he has given? 12%. It is just common sense. 12% means slight variation only will get. So around 12 point something you will get. So from the options if you see 10.6 you won't get less than nominal rate of interest. So 10.6 is ruled out case. 12.6 is just nearby. 14.4% is far away, that much you won't get. 16.4 it is absolutely wrong. Elimination you can follow directly, you can choose answer is option B and you can substitute in the formula also will get the same. So 12.6 is the answer for this question, option B. So next this question is related to economics and current affairs and engineering economics. And from the given options also, from the elimination criteria you can follow, the best strategy is elimination. What he has given, which one of the following approaches is available to estimate the rate of returns required by the equity shareholders? So estimate the rate of returns like if you see the options, dividend reinvestment approach. Dividend reinvestment means once dividend is generally maybe taken, then reinvested automatically. So it is no way concerned with this. So option B ruled out case. Dividend capitalization approach means like a future amounts are converting into present value. So this is maybe irrelevant to here in this statement. So dividend pricing model approach, of course, dividend pricing, dividend capitalization more or less same only. So we are converting future values into the present value without bothering about the things. But he come into the right answer is option A. Directly we can choose elimination if you follow, good enough. Dividend growth approach is generally used. So answer is option A. Irrespective of brand, irrespective of market fluctuations, normally dividend growth approach is generally used for estimating the returns. So next question is, here statement is clearly mentioned. In the statement you can find SWOT. So the comparative strength, weakness, competitions, environmental opportunities, threats. Almost all 4 keywords are used. So what is the right answer here? Option C. Without any discussion and without any further thinking, you can choose this. Option C is the right answer. Next, this is related to triangle. In case of any project management, normally we use cost, time, quality, and scope is generally in the middle. But here they mention very clearly planning. In case of planning, what is very, very important? Scope planning, time planning, as well as cost planning. So quality is related with all these things. So what are the main constraints in this? Cost is the main constraint, time and scope. So in literature you can find this triangle, cost, time, scope. All these are linked with quality. So answer is option D. So the most important things are 3. Last, quality is not at all, I cannot say it is not important, but it is related with all these 3 things. Next, here are 2 statements you can identify. These are related to EIA, Environmental Impact Assessment. So both these statements, if you see, both are correct independently. So we cannot say statement 2 is the right explanation to statement 1. So in EIA, what we will do, the sources, like what are the reasons, what are the main problems with pollution, and what are the sources of the pollution, and that analysis, how the project is going to affect the nature, how the project is going to affect the human kind, like even natural resources, how they are getting affected, that is nothing but EIA. So both the statements are correct, so I can choose option B is the right answer. Both are independently correct. So this is regarding project management. And coming to next subject, standards and quality practices in construction, manufacturing and other service sector. So coming to that subject. So in this one question is that basically it is related with layout. So mechanical people are comfortable with the layouts, and of course the remaining branches might have studied in their maybe like economics or maybe in management and somewhere. So this is related to layout. Layout is nothing but arrangement of physical facilities. If you look at options, transport layout, this is no way concerned. If you type in Google also won't get transport layout. Organization layout is nothing but organization structure. So general functional layout. Functional layout or process layout, where the similar kind of things are grouped in one department, like divisions and functional groups you can find. So what he has given, metals, processing, outward, inward, finished goods, like a different location. This is related with functional layout. So what is the right answer here? Functional layout is the right answer. So option C. Which of the following chart is used for control chart for monitoring service quality characteristics for number of complaints? Number of complaints means number of defects, number of complaints. Basically these are related with the Poisson distribution. C chart. C chart generally used for number of non-conformities, maybe number of defects. So what is the right answer here? Option D, C chart. Suppose if you take R chart and X bar chart, control charts for variables. P chart is control charts for attribute, that is basically fraction defective. But the question is customer complaint. Complaint is not a fractional value. It is a number. That's why D, option D is the right answer. So next question is just simple common sense you can use. Okay, reliability refers to how many things are generally number of rejections, 100 minus. 100 is ultimate. So 1 is 100% reliable. And if you have any rejections or something, then we may be getting 100 minus only. Reliability is always less than 100%, maybe less than 1. So if you look at option A deleted. So you can delete the option A. This is elimination you can follow. 100 plus you won't get. And 100 minus plus 100 mentioned here. So this is removed. Into you have to get. And come into this 100 plus. Option D I can delete. So what is the option left over? Only C. So straight away we can take 100 minus number of defectives divided by number of units tested into 100. So this is going to be reliability number. So what is the right answer here? Option C. And come into next question. Which of the following are the internal factors that influence customer perception of service quality? Internal factors. When you talk about internal factors, so within the organization. Suppose if you take knowledge explosion is no way concerned with internal. It could be external and internal, like different experts may be involved in Delphi method and the other things. Like this could be not linked with internal. Annual and quarterly reports, generally in company and in any organization, you may be finding the reports. This report is basically an auditor, maybe something. So this is internal. So 2 is the right answer. So where 2 you can find? So option A I can delete, option B I can delete, because the 2 must be chosen. And coming to this third one, social values and changes in lifestyle. So this is a high level thing, and maybe it is no way concerned with the particular organization. So I can delete 3. If I delete 3, obviously D option I can delete. So what is the leftover? Answer C. So what is the fourth statement? Increase consumer participation in service delivery through motivated employees. Like employees are there and employees are linked with the customers, and those are motivated employees. Definitely they are going to serve in better manner. So what is the right answer here? Option C. And coming to next, total quality management. Total quality management, if you see, like what are the things in total quality management, everyone is involved. The main content is everyone is involved. So if you look at the first statement, it proposed hierarchical organization structure. So it is no way concerned with the organization structure. It has result oriented approach. It's a partially correct result oriented approach. Basically it is not related with the results. It is always continuous improvement. Continuous improvement is a main keyword here. So this is doubtful. It's a technical efficiency and cost cut down method. It is no way concerned with cost cut down methods. Of course, if you go for good quality, then cost is getting down, but it is not aiming for a cost cut down. So this is removed. Last option, if you see, a flatter organization structure and where the authority levels are maybe transferred to the low level. Everyone is responsible and everyone is involved. The title total refers to everyone is responsible. So total quality management, the theme, the main aim is everyone is responsible, and top level management people are always seeing that the low level management people are also very important. So that's why we can choose option D is the right answer here. B and D, if you compare, D is the most relevant answer. Next, this is very clear cut. If you remember Six Sigma, there are two tools like DMAIC. So define, measure, analyze. So where you can find that define, measure and analyze. So answer is option B. This is a famous tool for Six Sigma. And coming to this question, control charts question, but there are some problem, like what is the problem here? Constant variable sample size in control charts, it is like a controversy, and moreover you cannot find any option for this. So this question answer is not there. What is the mistake in this? If you look at this P chart is basically constant and variable sample size. For anything we can use P chart. So P chart is right, the option, but what is the problem with this? What upper control limit for P chart is equal to P bar plus 3 sigma P bar, where sigma P bar is equal to under root P bar into 1 minus P bar divided by N. This is a binomial distribution. 3 should be out actually, but what he has given, 3 kept inside. So that's why it is wrong. Upper control limit is equal to P bar. So this is maybe doubtful. And the remaining ruled out cases. Why ruled out cases? This is for constant sample size. And coming to C and D, these are actually number of defects. But what he has given, number of non-conforming means number of defectives they mentioned. So these two options we can delete. And moreover, this is variable sample size, this is constant sample size, but he has mentioned variable as well as constant. So I cannot take C and D. So C, D ruled out case, A also ruled out case, because why A is wrong, 3 is inside. So you can challenge this question. This is generally, it should be given like this, 3 out, then it is going to be correct. And coming to the next question, NP, here also some controversy is there. Basically P is nothing but number of defectives. So P is equal to fraction defective, number of defectives divided by sample size. Number of defective items divided by sample size. This is P. What is NP? NP refers to sample size is basically N. N into P. It is equal to number of defectives. But you cannot find the exactly, but given options if you verify, number of samples it is wrong. Number of samples you cannot get. Total number of rejected defective, total number of inspected may be relevant here. Basically number of defective items is nothing but NP. So these are ruled out cases. Total number we cannot take. It is actually average. P bar, NP bar means these are correct. So what is the answer here? Option B. So this is regarding quality standards.
Right. So welcome to ESE Online. Myself Madhushekhar. Here I am going to discuss about basics of material science questions. Now 10 questions they asked. They are very easy questions. Now you can see the first question here. Question is related to the ceramic material, but the ceramic raw material are joined by using a binder that does not require firing or sintering. Means the ceramic material is produced at room temperature. So generally that we call it as a cold bonding. Okay, here cold bonding option is not there, but instead of that cementation is there. Okay, na? Cementation is there. So this is the correct answer for this question. Now the next question here is, for many alloy systems at a specific temperature, a maximum concentration of solute atoms that dissolves in the solvent to form a solid solution. So the straightforward basic definition, option D is the correct one, solubility limit. So this is the correct option for this question. Next, see here, the long chain molecules are randomly oriented in. See, long chain molecules are randomly oriented in plastics, especially amorphous material. In amorphous material, bonds are present randomly. So here out of all these 4 options, plastic is the correct one. Now you can see here, in which one of the following dislocations an extra portion of a plane of atoms are off plane, the edge of which terminates within the crystal. So off plane of atoms are displaced, you can say. In the name, in the question itself it is clearly given, edge of the atoms are missing here. So there are 2 types of dislocations, screw dislocation and edge dislocation. Here straightforward edge dislocation is the correct answer. Simple basic question this one, right? Now this question is related to water with the chemical bonds. See, in water generally between the hydrogen and oxygen there is a hydrogen bonds are present. So this is the correct answer for this question. Okay, in water bonds are chemical bonds are weaker bonds, so hydrogen bond is the correct one. Metallic, covalent, ionic bonds are stronger bonds, so these 3 options are not correct. Now you can see this is the very easy question. The capacity of a material to absorb energy when it is deformed elastically. So within the elastic limit, the energy absorbed by the material, we call it as a resilience. This property is especially used in springs. Okay. B is the correct answer for this question, resilience. Suppose if it is given up to failure point, then it is toughness. So resilience is the correct option. So this is the question, numerical based question. So in this question they are asking ductility. So in this question, initial diameter is given 12.8 mm and final diameter is given 10.7 mm. So in the question they are given the ductility in terms of percentage reduction in cross-sectional area. So percentage reduction in cross-sectional area, right? Percentage reduction in cross-sectional area is what? Initial area minus final area by initial area into 100. So I can simplify this one, 1 minus AF by AI into 100. So again I am simplifying this one, 1 minus DF by DI whole square, pi by 4 d square, pi by 4 cancel out, so that you will get this one. So directly substituting here, see here, what happened? Now see here, by directly substituting 1 minus, like you can say, like a final area 10.7 by 12.8 whole square into 100. By solving this, by assuming nearest values like 10 and 12, you will get the answer 30% approximately. So B is the correct answer for this question, right? So B is the correct answer for this question. Now this question is related to theoretical density. Okay, theoretical density, that question is related to theoretical density with copper. We already discussed in the class. Okay, actually this is a numerical based question. Theoretical density, how will you get number of atoms into atomic weight by Avogadro's number into volume of unit cell. Some calculation is required, but I gave a hint also in the physical class or online. I gave a hint to remember some basic materials of densities you should remember, like iron, copper, okay, nickel, okay, aluminum. These basic material properties you should remember. So copper density is 9 grams per centimeter cube. Okay, copper density is 9 grams per centimeter cube. So this is the correct answer. So if you want, by substituting in this question, in this formula, you will get the answer, right? So this is a question, actually it's a different question, difficult question actually. Knoop hardness number. Generally we are not using, up to the graduate level we are using Vickers, Rockwell and Brinell test, but in the question it is given Knoop hardness number. So Knoop hardness number formula is this one. B is the correct answer. So P is a load, L is a length of a diagonal and C is a constant. Okay. So this is the Knoop hardness number formula. And one more last question. See 80% of the failures in the mechanical components basically because of what? Fatigue failure. Okay, fatigue failures are nothing but dynamic failures because of applying load, dynamic like residual, like cyclic loads like alternating load, fluctuating load, dynamic loads. Because of dynamic load, if a machine is failed, then that we call it as a fatigue failure. Fatigue failures are catastrophic in nature. Suddenly they will occur. So this is the B is the correct answer for this question. We will continue.
Myself Ravindra Reddy. I am going to discuss about the mathematics questions given in ESE examination. Now let us start the first question. It is a problem from calculus part. We are given the equation of the curve. The name of the curve is chordioid. The shape of this chordioid is the equation of the chordioid. This is the initial line theta equal to 0, theta equal to pi by 2, and this is theta equal to pi. And we are asked to find the volume of the solid obtained by rotating the plane region about the initial line theta equal to 0. For rotation, we consider the region just above the theta equal to 0 or below the theta equal to 0, any one part. Now let us take this part. This is theta equal to 0. Here we are asked to find the volume of the solid by revolving the plane region about the initial line, that is about initial line is theta equal to 0. This is the plane region, and this region is starting from theta equal to 0 to theta equal to pi. So between these two radii or radius vectors, we need to find the region, and we rotate this about this theta equal to 0 so that we get the solid object and we can find the volume of that solid object. The formula for this is V equal to 2 pi by 3 into integral theta equal to theta 1 to theta 2 for this equation of the curve R equal to, or capital R equal to f of theta curve, capital R cube into sin theta d theta. Here already capital R is given equation of the curve R equal to A into 1 minus cos theta. This is equal to 2 pi by 3 into integral theta equal to 0 to pi, because we have region from theta equal to 0 line to theta equal to pi, and R equal to equation of the curve A cube into 1 minus cos theta whole power 3 into sin theta d theta. And this is simple function, easily we can integrate it because the derivative of 1 minus cos theta is sin theta. So directly it is in the form of the formula f dash of x into f of x power n. Its integration is 2 pi by 3 into a cube f of x power n into f dash of x. Its integral is 1 minus cos theta whole power 4 divided by 4 from 0 to pi. Now after simplification, we can get the answer like this, 8 pi a cube by 3. Right? This is about the first problem. Now let us go to the second problem. It is a question from the differential equation topic, and here we are given that something into dx plus something into dy or mdx plus n dy equal to 0. It is a question from the first order first degree differential equation, and also hint is given here. Already they gave the substitution x plus y plus 1 equal to u. We can take the z or some any other variable, but here they gave the u in place of x plus y plus 1. Here we can rearrange the terms 2x plus 2y by writing the 3 as 1 plus 2. We can take the 2 as common so that we get the same term x plus y plus 1, and we can replace that x plus y plus 1 by u so that we get the function of single variable, and we can do the problem by variable separable method. Now I am writing this equation in the form of dy by dx equal to minus x plus y plus 1 divided by, I am writing the 2x plus 2y plus 3 as directly 2x plus 2y plus, I am writing 3 as 1 plus 2 or 2 plus 1. And if you write these 3 together, directly we can take the 2 as common, and we can replace the x plus y plus 1 with a u that was given already in the problem itself. So this is equal to minus u divided by 2u plus 1. So whenever we introduce some new variable like this, again we have to change the dy by dx. For this we try to get the dy by dx from the function x plus y plus 1 equal to u equal to x plus y plus 1. If we differentiate this, we get the du by dx equal to 1 plus dy by dx minus 0. Okay, we are replacing this x plus y plus 1 with this. Now on left hand side we can write the du by dx minus 1, other side minus u divided by 2u plus 1, and shifting this other side du by dx, this is equal to 1 minus u by 2u plus 1, this is equal to 2u plus 1 minus u divided by 2u plus 1, and this is equal to u plus 1 divided by 2u plus 1. Now it is purely function of u into function of x is 1. The variables are separable. We can do the integration. By integration we get the solution. The solution will be c, 2u minus log of u plus 1 equal to x plus c. This is about the second problem. It is a question from differential equation topic. Now let us go to the next problem. Third problem. It is a question from the linear algebra topic. Very simple question. Directly we can choose an answer just by verification. We are given that 3 by 3 matrix, and we are asked to find the eigenvalues. For 3 by 3 matrix, 3 eigenvalues exist. In every option, 3 numbers are given. Suppose only in one option 3 numbers are given, other options more than or less than 3 numbers are given, directly we can choose answer. But that way is not possible here because all options are having same 3 numbers. Let us suppose the eigenvalues are lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. According to one of the property of eigenvalues, sum of the eigenvalues is equal to trace of this matrix. So let us suppose lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3 are eigenvalues, and the sum of the eigenvalues is equal to trace of this matrix. And trace of the matrix is the sum of the diagonal elements. The sum of the diagonal elements is minus 2 plus 1, 0 is minus 1. If this equation satisfies with any one option, directly we can choose that. In the first option, sum of all these numbers is minus 1, sum of all this is not minus 1, sum of all this is not minus 1, sum of all this is not minus 1. So this is satisfied only with option A, therefore A is the correct answer. These are the eigenvalues of this given matrix. Now let us go to the next problem. It is a vector function, and this is given along with the point. Just we are asked to find the value of the divergence of this vector function. let us suppose the vector function is like this, v bar equal to f1, this is f1 component into I bar, this is f2, let us suppose this is f3. The divergence of the vector function at a particular point is given by like this, the formula del dot v bar equal to dou f1 by dou x plus dou f2 by dou y plus dou f3 by dou z. It is a formula for the divergence of any vector function, and if you want to find this at a particular point, we substitute the point P. Okay. Now f1 with respect to x is y z plus f2 with respect to y is 3x square. Next, f3 with respect to z is 2xz minus y square. Now this is the divergence of the function at any position, but we require at a particular point. At a particular point, that point is already given by substituting x equal to 2, y equal to minus 1, z equal to 1, and simplifying. At the end we get the answer as 14. This is the answer for this. Now let us move to the next problem. It is a question from the complex numbers. So we are asked to find the square roots of this complex number. Now I will give the direct shortcut formula for this, and with that we can write directly the solution. If z equal to x plus I y is any complex number, then the square root of this z equal to the square root of x plus I y is given by plus or minus within the brackets under root 1 by 2 into x square plus y square, again this is root, plus x plus I into under root 1 by 2 into under root of x square plus y square minus x. This is possible when y is greater than 0, for y greater than 0. Suppose y is negative, this is y is positive, then the square root are given by like this. Suppose y is negative, the same formula but negative sign. So after replacing the x with 5 and y with 12 and simplifying, at the end we get the answer as like this, plus or minus 3 plus 2i, plus is this, with the minus we get the minus 3 minus 2i, it is the answer. So these are the questions from the mathematics part given in the general studies of ESE examination.
Hi students. From the ESE general aptitude point of view, total we are getting 15 questions. But out of the 15 questions, every question also very easy concept. You have little bit practice, easily are getting. Okay. Let's come to the questions. First one. In a triangle ABC, if the values of the A is equal to 3, B is equal to 4 and sin A is equal to 3 by 4, then angle B, what is the answer? There is a rule, sine rule in a trigonometric ratio. Sin A by A, sin B by B, sin C by C. This is the trigonometric ratio. Okay, sine rule. So based on this rule, you pick only these two, A and B value substitute and A also value substitute, then you are getting the B value, answer D, 90 degrees. Next, ellipse. So ellipse area pi A into B. There is one logic here, A into B. 2 percentages given, what is the single change? What is the single change means x plus y plus xy by 100. You can use this formula. Otherwise, you can use the traditional method also. We can use this method 1 plus 1, 1 into 1 upon 100. Nearest value is the 2. You can use the traditional method, directly you are getting the 2 answer. Okay. Next. So there are 5 prizes. So total candidates, 4 candidates. Okay. When every candidate can take 1 or more prizes. Okay. 1 or more prizes. Total 4 candidates, 5 prizes. So every prize also out of the 4, any one person. Out of the 4, any one person. So 4 into out of the 5. First prize out of the 4 candidates, 1 candidate is getting. Who is that person? I don't know. 4C1, that is 4. Second prize also 4 chances. Third prize also 4 chances. Fourth also 4. Next also 4. So total 4 into 5. That is equal to 1024. Got it? Next. 8 children, 8 men complete a certain job in 6 days. Okay. If each child twice the time to buy the man, simply meaning 2 children is equal to 1 man. 2 children, 1 man. So here 8 children. 8 children means how many men? 4 men. Okay. Here 8 men. 4 plus 8. 12 men, simply 6 days. What is the requirement? Okay. How many men? Only 8 men, how many days? 8 men, how many days? M1 D1, 12 into 6, 8, 8 nines, 72. So 9 days. Okay. Next, here number of shake hands. So for a shake hand, how many persons required? Generally, 2 persons required. Then formula NC2. So total 22 members, 22 C2. So 22 into 21 upon 2. 2 11s. 11 ones 11, then 22, 23. 231 is the answer. Next. Here, time and work. For reading purpose, time taking, but answer easy. A, B and C can fill a tank in 6 hours. Time and work and pipes and systems both are same, you know, I think. Look at. When the tank was empty, all the 3 pipes were turned on and they worked together for 2 hours. At that instant, pipe C was closed. So after 2 hours, pipe C is closed. Okay. And the pipe A and B continued to work, fill the tank. It took total 7 hours. Total 7 hours. Okay. Just I will give you the hint only. So total 1 by A, 1 by C. Like 2 hours. After 2 hours, C closed. So what is running now? 1 by A plus 1 by B is equal to 1. So A and B running how many hours? I don't know. But total time they given 7 hours. So out of the 7 hours, 2 hours already completed. So this is 5. Okay. 5 plus 2, 7. Okay. By using this one, you are getting the value 1 by A plus 1 by B plus 1 by C. 1 day work of ABC is equal to 1 by 6. Just a small hint, one more. 2 into 1 by 6 plus 5 into 1 by A plus 1 by B is equal to 1. You can simplify 1 by A plus 1 by B, you are getting the answer. After that again substitute, okay, then easily you are getting the C value 30 hours. C alone taken 30 hours. Next. the given number of letters skipped increasing in the order 2, 4, 6, 8. Increasing the order 2, 4, 6, 8. So according to option, very easy. Okay. So B and E 2 letters gap, E and J 4 letters gap, next 6 letters gap. Option B is satisfied. So best here check the options only. Next. The weight of the 3 mangoes and 2 apples 255 grams. The weight of the 2 mangoes and 3 apples 285 grams. Each mango weight is same as the each weight of the same. Okay, the combined weight of the 1 mango and 1 apple. Okay, these two equations merge. These two equations merge. Then you got a equation 5 mango, 5 apple. Okay, after that 1 mango, 1 apple. After the simplification, answer 108 degrees, 108 grams. Okay, 1 mango and 1 mango and 1 apple together. Okay, and some of the questions are explained by another faculty. My question.
Yeah, myself Srinivas Chaudhary. I will be continuing with that remaining part of aptitude. Let's go to question number 74. A builder decided to build a farmhouse in 40 days. He employed 100 men in the beginning and 100 more men after 35 days. So already 35 days are over. His plan was to complete the work in 40 days. So already 35 days are over and completed the construction in the stipulated time, which means with the help of that 100 additional men, he has completed the remaining work in another 5 days itself, because as per plan, the number of days he was planning to complete it was 40, whereas already 35 days are over, means the remaining work was being done in 5 days, but with the help of 100 men extra, which means the total number of men who are working is 200. 200 men have completed that remaining work in 5 days. If that 100 men additionally were not employed, so you would have had only 100 men, they would have taken how many days? So as per schedule, we have only 5 days remaining, because already 35 days are over. That work is being done in stipulated time means, so that 200 men have completed the remaining work in 5 more days itself. If they were not employed, 100 men would have taken how many days? Simply go ahead with M1 D1 equal to M2 D2 logic. So we are putting 5 here into 200 by 100. That will give you how much? 10. So they would have taken 10 days instead of 5 days. So as per schedule, as already 35 days are over, as per schedule we have only 5 days time. But they are going to take 10 days if that 100 men additionally were not employed. That means the work would have been completed 5 days behind the schedule. Hence your answer has to be what? Option B. So please be very careful. In options 10 is also there, 10 is not your answer. They are going to take 10 days which will be 5 days behind the schedule. Hence your answer has to be 5 days. Hence it should be option B. Next problem number 72. This is related to time and distance, related to trains concept in that. Two trains 120 meters and 80 meters length are running in opposite direction with velocities 42 kilometers per hour and 30 kilometers per hour respectively. They are moving in opposite direction. What is the time taken by them to cross each other? So in this type of situations, for the trains to cross each other, time taken is given by the formula length of train 1 plus length of train 2 by relative speed. Here the relative speed has to be taken. So relative speed over here is what? So length of train 1 plus length of train 2 divided by relative speed will be the answer here. So relative speed will be equal to, as they are moving in opposite direction, relative speed must be taken as the sum of the speeds. Hence the sum of the speeds over here is 42 plus 30, which gives you 72 kilometers per hour. So that is giving you 72 kilometers per hour. On conversion, that will give you how much? 72 into 5 by 18. That will give you 20 meters per second. That is the relative speed. So length of train 1 plus length of train 2 if you take. So time taken equal to length of train 1 is 120, length of train 2 is 80. Divided by relative speed is 20, which is giving you 200 by 20. 200 by 20 means it is 10 seconds. Hence the answer must be 10 seconds. That should be option A. Next, problem number 76. One student gets 20% of the marks in an examination and fails by 30 marks. I'll try to teach it with a simple line diagram over here. There is one student who got 20% of the marks and was declared fail by 30 marks. For him to reach the pass mark, he has to get another 30 marks over here. There is another student who got 32% of the marks and got 42 marks more than the pass mark. There is a typing error over here. It is not 42% more, it should be 42 more. That's a mistake that is given in the question paper. So 42 marks more than the pass mark, it should be 42, that should be value, it's not percentage, that's the correction. Now the question is the percentage of marks required to pass. To solve this one, simply you check what is the distance in percentage over here. Distance in percentage is 12%. If you check the distance in value, so from here to here, the distance in value is what? 30 and 42, distance is what? 72. It is understood that the difference between the marks is corresponding to 12%. That 12% is equal to 72. If 12% is 72, to find that pass percentage over here, you need to identify he needs to get how much more percent to go there. This is the percentage of marks he has got for him to reach the pass mark. This is the pass mark target. So he has to get how much more percent. So to identify that percent, as you know this is 30, that 30 corresponds to what percent, you try to estimate. That we can do it easily, as this is 1/6 over here, it should also be taken as 1/6. 1/6 of 30 is what? 5. Hence he has to get 5% more to pass. So he has already got, first candidate has already got 20% of the marks, he has to get another 5% to pass. So pass percent will be how much? 20% plus 5%, that will become how much? 25%. Hence I can say that pass percentage is 25%. So please mind the correction over there. Next, problem number 77. A concrete post planted vertically in a lake is seen with its top 7 meters projecting above the water surface. If its 1/3, 1/4 and 1/8 parts of the length are in water, mud and sand respectively, the length of the post will be. This is a very simple one. If you take the length of the post as x, let us say, so 1/3 of the post is in water, plus 1/4 of the post is in mud, and 1/8 of the part is in sand. 1/3 of the part is in water, 1/4 of the part is in mud, 1/8 of the part is in sand. Plus 7 meters is visible to us, plus 7. This put together should be equal to the length of the pole, so that should be equal to x. If you are multiplying both the sides with the LCM of the denominators you have, so LCM of 3, 4 and 8 is 24. If you are multiplying both the sides with 24 over here, to balance the equations, it is always recommended to multiply both the sides with the LCM of the denominators. That is the shortcut. So if you are multiplying it with 24, that will give you how much dear? 8x plus 6x plus 3x plus 24 sevens 168 is equal to 24x. 24x. And solving this one, this will give you how much dear? 8x plus 6x is giving you how much? That is giving you 14x. 14x plus this will give you 17x. So sending that side, that will give you 7x is equal to 168. And solving x is equal to what? 24. Hence the total length of the post is 24. Hence your answer has to be option A. Next, problem number 78. The value of a machine depreciates yearly by 5%. If the present value of the machine is 1 lakh, its value after 3 years will be. There is a direct formula for it and there is a shortcut also. If you take the direct formula, so 1 lakh is there. This is the present value of the machine. As it is reducing by 5% every year, at the end of 3 years, the value of the machine will be 1 minus r by 100 whole power n, that is 1 minus 5 by 100 whole cube. On simplification, this gives you 1 lakh into 1 minus 5 by 100 means 1 minus 1 by 20, that will give you 19 by 20. 19 by 20 whole cube means 19 cube is 6859 by 20 cube is 8000. On solving this one, you are going to get the answer as 85,737.5 is the value you are going to get on simplification. So approximately I can take it as what? 85,738. Hence it should be option D. If you find it difficult to handle it by using this method, let us say by using the formula, if you find it difficult, because sometimes people are struggling to cancel these values. If at all you are struggling over there, there is one more method I want to show you here. The other method that you can think of is going by this cyclic percentage method. Take 1 lakh, this is the initial value, reduce it by 5%. When you are reducing it by 5%, that is 5,000, that will give you 95,000. Again 5% you have to reduce the next year. That 5% must be taken on this one. 10% is 9,500. 5% it will be half of that, which will be 4,750. You remove 4,750 from that, that will give you 90,250. From this 90,250, decrease it by 5% again. Again 10% over here is 9,025, 9025. 5% it will be 4,512.5. 4,512.5. If you are subtracting 4,500 from that, from 90,250, if you are subtracting 4,500, approximately we will be getting somewhere in 85,000 change. There is only one option in 85,000. You can blindly take that as your answer. This is another approach of handling that. So whichever you feel comfortable, you can do that. Next, problem number 79. A construction work is to be completed in 46 days by 117 men at work, 8 hours being the working period per day. After 33 days, it is found that only 4/7 of the work is completed. Now, if you take the reference over here, 117 men have been employed. They worked for 33 days at the rate of 8 hours per day and have completed 4/7 part of the work. That much work is being completed. Now what happened? If the working time is increased to 9 hours per day, now we are increasing the working time to 9 hours per day. The number of additional men required, so please be very careful here, additional men required they are asking. The number of additional men required to complete the work in 46 days period will be. To complete the work in 46 days period, already 33 days have been completed. If 33 days period has been completed, we have another 13 more days to go to complete the remaining work. The remaining work is what? As already 4/7 of the work is completed, the remaining work is only 3/7 of the work. Now how many men are needed? Going ahead with this, you just take question mark opposite as it is, 33/13 into 8/9 into last one should be reversed, 3/7/4/7. I'm applying the logic M1 D1 H1 W2 equal to M2 D2 H2 W1. That logic I am applying and I am simplifying directly. So going ahead with 7 gone here, with 4 it goes 2 times, with 3 it goes 3 times, with 3 it goes 11 times, with 13 it goes 9 times. So that is going to give you how much dear? 198. We need 198 men, but we already have 117 men with us. As we already have 117 men with us and we require 198 men over here, additionally we need how many men? 198 minus 117. So we additionally require how many men over here? 81. Hence your answer has to be option B. Last one from aptitude part. A man spends 2/5 of his salary on groceries and 3/10 of the remaining on his clothes. If he saves 10,500, his monthly salary will be. Let's assume his monthly salary as X. If the monthly salary is X, out of this 2/5 has been spent. So if you are removing 2/5 from this, 1 minus 2/5, 2/5 has been removed. This is the remaining salary now. From this remaining, again he is spending 3/10. Again remove 3/10 from that, 1 minus 3/10. This gives you the saving, and that saving is given as 10,500. 10,500. On simplification, you will get the value of X here. So X into, this is 3/5 into 7/10 is equal to 10,500. This will give you 3 7s are 21, 21, 5s are 105, 0, 0, 500 times. So X is equal to 5 tens are 50, 50 into 500 will give you how much? 25,000, 25,000. Hence your answer has to be 25,000. That should be option D. overall we can say aptitude part is very easy to very easy we can say, right. Thank you. The next part will be dealt with by my colleague faculty.
Hello everyone, I am Chandrasekhar. So I am going to discuss about economy as well as background concepts of economy and current affairs along with the ethics as well. So we are having around 14 questions from background concepts of economy and current affairs and then 8 questions from ethics. So surprisingly after 4 or 5 years UPSC has come up with around 10 questions from economy rather than from current affairs. So current affairs questions were very less, like 3 to 4 questions. Most of the questions they have touched from the very basic concepts from economy and 1 or 2 questions from the core microeconomics. So now economy weightage is also increasing, so you should keep an eye in this when you are preparing for next year, right? So let's start with our questions. First one, they have asked about the shadow price of a unit for a foreign exchange. So briefly let me discuss the concept. See, any country, let's say India, want to have some goods the people need to consume. So the goods can be produced within country, that is within India, or some goods may need to be taken from the other country, like oil resource, petroleum, all these things. So when we are taking out the goods from other countries, we need to give them the foreign currency, that is dollars or whatever may be, right? So in this process, we are losing our rupees. We need to convert our rupees into dollars, right? So what is the opportunity cost? That means if we are losing rupees, what will be the benefit or loss for our domestic people? So this is the concept of shadow price. So if you are buying some goods from foreign country, if the same money if you could able to spend in our own country, what extra goods can you buy or what less goods can you buy from our country? So that is called as a shadow price. Now they are asking about the shadow price of a unit for foreign exchange. So you know, like it is very simple, there is no even complexity in this. If you want to know the total price, it is always the number of goods into price, that's all. So here there is no difficulty, everything is plus or minus, but only here in A we have the multiplication. That is, let's say they have given the details also, that is the price of the commodity they have given, quantity they have given. So what is the total cost? P into Q, that is if they are asking for certain level, then P into QI, then fraction. So fraction means it is a multiplication comparison between the two countries. So you no need to know the formula also. If you know that the total price is nothing but quantity into goods, so you have only multiplication here. So such a easy question they have given, even though it seems complex, right? So answer is A for this. Next one, they have made it little bit complex here, even though it is a easy question. Income elasticity demand. So that means if you are getting 100 rupees as an income, then you are buying certain number of goods. If your income increases, then what extra can you consume? Or if your income decreases from 100 to 90, what less can you consume. So this is what the definition, that is change of your demand or consumption with respect to change in the income. So if you see EI formula, that is nothing but change in quantity with respect to change in income. This is the normal formula, how much change the income noted, and for that how much quantity will you consume more or less based on the increase or decrease of your income. This is a normal formula, but what they have made it complex here, they have given the base year and the following year. That means they are not just asking about the with respect to quantity, the demand and the income, they have asked you to compare with the base year. Base year means, even in class also we have discussed this, always GDP at constant we compare with the base year. That means 1 year is taken as a base year, like 2011, 12. So based on the no fluctuation in that particular, it is a stable year. So we are comparing how much increased or decreased with respect to base year. Or if you are comparing with the last year, the new year, then it calls as a nominal year. So when they are including this base year and new year, then you have to include both the years. So when you include both the years, then we get the delta Q, delta I, and with respect to the change of incomes, how much increase. So both the incomes with respect to the quantity. So again answer is A here. Next one, again very direct question, manufacturing, selling or transporting products which are prohibited by law, that means they are illegal, right, which are, this is called as. So industrial espionage, no, it is the theft of industry information by one company of the other company. Then white collar crimes means the higher crimes like organized crimes and all, this is not. So bootlegging, yes. Glitching means there is some software issue and then that is happening an error, right? So bootlegging is nothing but illegal selling of some goods which are not prohibited by, which are prohibited by law. Then again economy question, lot of static economy questions has been asked. This also been dealt in the class. The capital output ratio, briefly I want to explain this. Capital to output ratio, that means to produce 1 unit of output, 1 pen, how much capital you are doing expenditure. So for 1 unit of good, how much capital you are spending. So if you are spending less amount of money to produce a good, it is a good for economy, that means you can produce more goods, right? So this is the capital output ratio. Now what they are asking, a country which doubles its capital, that means money, in 10 years will have a higher output per unit. Yes, if your capital is increasing, that means what will happen? Capital output ratio, let's say this is X. So if capital is increasing, yes, capital output ratio will also increase. That means you can produce more number of goods. So in 10 years will have a higher output per unit. Obviously, when a country is having more capital, they can produce more goods compared to the country which is doubling for 20 years, that means they are slow in increasing the capital. So whoever is having the higher capital, they will get the more output. So first statement is correct. Then new investment and new technology go together. Yes, so if you are increasing your capital investment, so new technology will also be included, right? So here both are related to each other. Statement 2 is indirectly or directly also explaining the statement when the investment is increasing, more technology will come, so more output will come. So it is both complementary in nature. So answer is A, right? For this question answer is A. Both statement 1, statement 2 are correct, and statement 2 is explaining the statement 1. Next one, which of the following is advantages of equity capital? First, what is equity capital? We have discussed this multiple times. So if any company is having, let's say there are 100 crore share, and if you are buying share from it, let's say 10 crore, that means you are having 10% share. So here what is the advantage for the company A on this equity capital? So they are giving you shares, and if the company falls, your shares will decrease, and if the company value is increasing, then you will get more profit or share, you can say, that will increase. So there is no burden on this company A to give you any extra money. It just depends on the market. Let's say if this company has released some bonds in the market to collect money, then there will be more burden to pay on time. But here there is no burden. It is market. You have bought their shares and it depends on the market. So here dividends paid by the company are non-tax deductible. No, not like that. There will be tax. Equity holders expect greater return as they undertake more risk. No, they cannot. Whatever the company value is increasing or decreasing, obviously they will get it. So this is not the case. Equity shares are not repayable. Yes, if you once buy the shares, it is for the market to decide. No need to be paid by the company. Not repayable to the shareholders, as these are the non-refundable. No, it is non-refundable. Basically, once you buy the shares, it depends on the market. There is no burden on the company. So answer is C. Issue of the equity shares also result in the dilution of control of the company. No, it is not like that. Issue of equity shares will not dilute as such directly. Anyway, it is held by someone else, right? They will hold the majority share. So it is not a directive one. They may confuse, but here most appropriate answer is C. Next, very simple, very direct question. Which of the following branch of economics is focusing on improving the fiscal, that is government, economic and social conditions in developing countries? This we discussed when we are discussing the World Bank different sub-banks, IBRD and all. So when we are assisting the low income economies like Afghanistan, Bangladesh, so it is development economies, which is done by World Bank and its branches, right? Answer is C. Then this is from current affairs, but current affairs of very older one. It is not a new current affair. This bill was actually bought in 2020. They have bought a lot of bills, and one of the bills that were Industrial Relations Bill 2020. In that there was some provision. This is the toughest question among the 15 or 14 economy and current affairs question. So here workers can raise objections to retrenchment within 5 years. So there is no such provision. Still, even if you don't know, there is some clue in this. Let's see. Government consent required for workers to move courts in case of conciliation fails. So will this work in a democracy? If there is an issue for the workers who are working in industries, they can directly reach to the Supreme Court or High Court if their fundamental rights are violated. So there is no requirement of taking permission. That will not be a democracy. So you can eliminate this statement. Then trade union deemed registered if application not processed within the 6 months by the government. Yes, because this is reflecting the government responsibility to the trade unions. So the bill will not allow to delay. If it is going more than 6 months, then it is deemed as it is a trade union. So this is indirectly encouraging the trade unions should be registered very fast, that too within the 6 months. This is the direct provision taken from this bill, right? Labor court, board of arbitration and tribunal court won't exist and only industrial tribunal will continue. No, this is a very extreme statement. So at least 2 statements you can remove and you can take a guess, but this is the direct provision taken from it. Next, very simple question. What is PPP? Last year when we were discussing about the different public-private partnerships, I have explained you, but they have given specific to agriculture. But whatever, let it be agriculture, let it be service sector, let it be core economy industry, but the same PPP, that is public-private partnership. So no need to confuse. Next, this also we have discussed in agriculture chapter. Which one of the following is an effort to get to the next stage of creating a pan-India electronic portal, which networks existing APMCs? That means there are a lot of APMCs across states and this has to be integrated, and the government aim is to make them integrated through ENAM, Electronic National Agriculture Market. So it is NAM, National Agriculture Market. Next, this is current affairs part. So one question was asked, but this also they have given some clue. Which one of the following yojanas replaces 2 schemes? That is National Agriculture Insurance Scheme in 1999 as well as Modified National Agriculture Insurance Scheme. So these 2 were integrated and modified to a single scheme. What is it? So only scheme that is related to insurance here is Bima, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Right? So Bima is the word, if you know Hindi, so you can easily answer, that is insurance. Answer is D. Then one question from international relations can't be expected because this is not even current affairs one also, but core current affairs part. Anyway, there is a very simple meaning in this. Which of the following is not a principle of Indian foreign policy for Panchsheel? Panchsheel was signed with India and China, between India and China. there is a 5 provisions. Mutual non-interference in each other's affairs, so that is a positive one. Equality and mutual benefit, again positive one. Peaceful coexistence, positive one. Mutual contentions means fighting each other, so who will sign an agreement to fight each other? So such a easy logic, even though if you don't know the concept, right? So answer is B. Again, one more core economy question. Government strategy in respect of public expenditure and revenue can have a significant on the business is called. We have discussed what is the budget, that is fiscal policy. Monetary policy means RBI, trade policy means external sector, industrial policy means related to the managing the industries. So fiscal meaning government. This is a previous ESE question, already asked it 2020, right? So answer is B. Then there is some agriculture, again economy agriculture related thing. Which of the following arguments advanced in favor of labor intensive techniques? So labor intensive is usually carried in the agriculture, but now they are expanding it to the industry. So that's where the question has come. So labor intensive means giving more labor or employees based industries like textile, right, refineries, we require more people. So what is the advantage or favor for supporting that labor intensive? One is underdeveloped countries, there is a acute shortage of capital and entrepreneurship. Yes, if you go to African countries, there is a less investment, less business and all. So how can we create employment? By creating small industries, but they are labor intensive. That means more people has to be employed. So one should be there. There is a considerable saving in foreign exchange. Yes, if you don't produce goods, see labor intensive means you are creating a bigger heavy industries so that you won't depend on other countries and you don't lose your foreign exchange, right? So this is also correct. These techniques quickly increase the supply of consumable goods and obviate the danger of inflation. No, this actually heavy industries mean it takes some time to manufacture the goods. It is not like a easy chips or FMCG goods. It takes a lot of time. So first statement is, first part of the statement is wrong, and obviate the danger of inflation also we cannot say. We cannot say that particularly. So this is wrong. More employment will be offered in the labor force. That's what the main meaning of labor intensive. So answer is 1 to 4. Next, current affair question. Which of the following features regarding Shram Suvidha portal are correct? So this was directly taken from Press Information Bureau. The Shram Suvidha portal is for registration of whatever the social security and all for labor related things. Unique labor identification number LIN will be allotted to units to facilitate online registration. This is correct. Mandatory uploading of inspector reports within 72 hours by the labor inspectors. This is also correct. Within whatever 3 days, right? Within 3 days they have to upload whatever the inspection they have done, so that it won't be modified or some corrupted activities will not take place. So this is also correct. Timely redressal of grievance will be ensured with the help of the portal. This is also correct. So all the statements are correct and answer is 1, 2, 3, right? Now ethics values in engineering. So there are 8 questions and which is very direct. So there is no complexity in ethics at all. So let's see the questions. First one, an engineering ethics is the study of. See, even if you don't know the definition, or if you confuse with the options, you have to find out some elimination techniques. Time management is done by human resource department, right? It is not the ethics. So you can eliminate time wherever time management is there. Time is not a feature of or ingredient of the ethics, right? So this too you can eliminate. And then human resource management values that are moral. No human resources are involved in the engineering ethics, right? This is also removed. Decisions, policies, values that are morally desirable in engineering practice and research. So this is the core definition of engineering ethics. Next one, moral statements are merely used to express emotions. That means just to express your emotions, you are going to use some statement and try to influence the other people, right? In this aspect, they are not going to supportable by valid moral reasons. There is no reason. It's just your emotions to attract those individuals. This is a emotive. The word itself is giving emotion, emotive, right? So answer is C. Next one, in order to ensure confluence of good engineering, good business, good ethics, it is essential for engineering and corporations in their moral dimensions to be. So that is morally aligned. Whatever the decisions they are going to take, it should spiritually no need to take care of God, or socially there may be a question, but they are not going to worry about the bigger people, they are going to worry about their business, individual, that is moral, right? So answer is C. Next, teleological approach. See, teleological approach is that it always think about the end result. It is always think about the end result. Whereas deontology approach, it thinks about your actions, that is process irrespective of the consequence. So here developing an individual personal characters, no, this is not at all relevant to definition. We can know what is good only when they have fully understood the context. Context is what they are talking about, the end result. Whereas judging whether an actions are right, this is a deontological approach, whether you are doing correct or not. That is deontological approach. But end result, the materialistic final thing, that is called as the context here. So answer is B. Placing posters about ethics throughout the organization, no, not at all relevant. Self-respect, family happiness, comfortable life, professional growth and recognition. These are the materialistic things that are questioned by the person who is working, materialistic things. So when they are talking about the materialistic things, they are the terminal values, whatever the pleasure, the materialistic values that they want, that is terminal values. Instrumental, mainstream, human, these are all the subcomponents not related to the materialistic things. Yawning, sneezing, relaxing the body by bending backwards, snoring, spitting, such habits are to be avoided in front of the others who are gathered. A person who is conscious about these are called as civic sense. Civic sense means not affecting the people around you negatively. So that is the civic sense, right? Which we know that many of Indians are lacking. But this is a simple question, that is D. Then a balance between good and bad consequence of an action, taking into account consequences of everyone's affected. So ethics is divided into different branches. Virtue ethics, that is what is good, what is wrong. Utilitarian, that is the utility of your action, final result. Duty ethics, right? And then right ethics. So here we have a utilitarian. They are talking about the accounts consequences, the end result. This is what. And virtue ethics is what is good or what is bad. So this is the utilitarianism. Fine. Then again one more same branch of ethics, which ethics guides human conduct and sets out certain moral standards, normative norms. Norms means some rules, regulations which everyone has to follow. So if you know the meaning itself, you can again answer this. That is C. So that is about the engineering ethics and values.
Hello everyone, myself Raju Naini. So I am going to explain the key for energy environment as well as the ICT. So I am going to provide the key, the detailed solutions for each and every question, and why it is right answer, why it is others or wrong options. So we will discuss later. So just now I am going to provide just a key only. So what is the right answer? Okay, right. So most of the questions regarding energy and environment are direct questions, and we can give the answer very easily. The first question about microorganisms which can produce the organic matter to some extent through oxidation of certain chemicals in the absence of sunlight. So the question is about the microorganisms and which are going to produce the organic matter in the absence of sunlight. So in the absence of sunlight, which microorganisms are going to produce the organic matter? So the right answer is chemoautotrophs. So chemoautotrophs are the autotrophs and which are going to use the chemical. So which are going to use the chemical energy. So by using the chemical energy in the absence of sunlight, and they are going to produce the organic matter. So the right answer is chemoautotrophs. Next question. The downstream concentration of Ci in a mathematical model of simple water equality mixing with respect to EIA methodologies are. So the right answer is A. The right answer is A. Next question. The available wind power PA in an aero turbine. Okay. So the right answer is A. The right answer is A. Next question. So algal bloom is when usually large concentrations. So in a water body, so when you are going to expect, I mean when you can see this kind of algal bloom in water body, so what could be the reason? Nutrients are present in the water bodies and excess growth of algae appears. Second option. So planktons are present in water bodies and excess growth of algae appears. Bacteria are present in the water bodies and excess growth of algae appears. Oxygen is present in the water bodies and excess growth of algae. So what could be the reason for the excess growth of algae and which can be called as a algal bloom? The right answer is nutrients. The right answer is nutrients. So in a water body, in a water body, if there is a nitrogen as well as the phosphorus. So if there is no more concentration of nitrogen and phosphorus, that is called nutrients, and which lead to excess growth of the algal. So that is called algal bloom. So the answer is A. The answer is A. Next, this is already explained in the classroom or by our faculty Lankeshwar sir. Next, the correct sequence of the components of the biological diversity or biodiversity in the hierarchy of the ecosystem. So it is talking, the question is asking about the inner biodiversity, they are asking question about the hierarchy. For example, first gene, the first is gene and the next is called species. Like that they are asking question of the hierarchy. The first option is landscape, population, species, community and gene. And second option, community, landscape, population, species and gene. Third one is landscape, community, population, species and gene. And fourth one is community, population, landscape and species and gene. So the right answer is C. So the gene, the species and population and community and landscape. I read it in reverse way, but the answer is the C. So this is also already explained in the classroom. Next, the geometrical shape or form of the smoke coming out of the chimney is called. Everybody knows that. So this is the shape, right? This is the shape. So this is what a smoke coming out of the chimney. The smoke coming out of the chimney, and which can be called as a fume, fog, and plume as well as the smoke. So plume is the right answer, which is visible in nature, and which is visible in nature. The shape is also depending on the factor whatever may be, whatever the smoke comes in this shape only, and the right answer is called plume. Next one, a situation when there is a prolonged period of inadequate rainfall marked with erratic distribution of the same over time and space is called. The question about the drought. Okay, the explanation was given here. So it is called agriculture drought, or is it called ecological drought, or hydrological drought and meteorological drought. Of course, here he did not mention about the soil, all these things. He mentioned about the rainfall only. See, in any area over a period of time, if the rainfall is less, continuously there is a less rainfall. You can see over a prolonged time, and a prolonged time means 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year like that in any particular area, and there is a inadequate rainfall for longer time, and it is called as a meteorological drought. When you talk about the agriculture drought, nothing but in any area, and of course meteorological is also one of the reason. Not only there is a less rainfall, but also the moisture content in the soil is also very, very less. That is called agriculture drought. In any area, in reservoirs, in lakes, the availability of water is very, very less, and it is called hydrological drought. So here the question is about only rainfall. Question is about rainfall, inadequate rainfall. The answer is the meteorological drought. So this is also explained in the classroom. Next, the process of converting solid waste, sewage, sludge, domestic and agriculture waste into compost manner. The question is about the converting. What we are converting? The solid waste, sewage, sludge, and also domestic and agriculture waste. So the agriculture waste, the domestic waste and solid waste, all these are converting into a compost manure. So which one is the right answer? That is called the vermiculture. You know that by using the earthworms, and this domestic agriculture and solid waste sewage will be converted into manure, that is called vermiculture. Next one, a mass movement in which material moves along the curved surface of the rupture, slow or moderately rapid movement coherent body of a rock. Usually we can see like this is the area. So this is the area, is going to slowly moving down this area, and I can show in the picture also. Usually we can see in the mountains, and recently we saw in Switzerland also this kind of things. So this is a slope area, and these rocks are going to move slowly to the down, and this is called slump. The answer is the slump. The options are given: solid creep and rock slide, earth creep. The right answer is the slump. This is called slump. Next one, nitrate when present in the excess drinking water causes. You know, in drinking water, if there is a more nitrate, and what it is called? The answer is fluorosis, minimata, blueberry syndrome, and ESE. What is the right answer? The right answer is blue baby syndrome. So in drinking water, if there is more nitrates, and that lead to, you know, if any children is drinking water, when there is more nitrate, what happened? Tell me, the oxygen carriage capacity will be decreased. In children, the oxygen carriage in the blood is going to be decreased, and that led to the blue color. The answer is blur baby syndrome. Okay. And one more thing, fluorosis because of more fluoride, and that is called minimata. What is minimata? Minimata is nothing but called more mercury. If there is a presence of more mercury, that led to minimata disease. And what about this disease? Because of more cadmium. So this is called blur baby syndrome. So this is also all explained in the classroom like this: more nitrate, the blue baby syndrome, and more mercury, minimata, and more nickel. So like this we already discussed in the classroom, blue baby syndrome, but it was given as a blur baby syndrome. So next I am going to explain the questions about the ICT, and most of the questions are straightforward questions only. Let's see. So external companies of the enabled view some of the particular companies for information such as sharing information is known as. 4 options are given. So there are some companies are there, their website, their information is available to only few people, that is in a private manner. So the options are given. The Ethernet is nothing like a LAN, a local area network. Next one is called internet is a global network, everything is connected. And next one is called FiberNet. FiberNet is a kind of internet where optical fiber is used, and the answer is called extranet. Extranet is a kind of network where companies can share the particular company website for a private people. Next, a system or group of system that enforce an access control policy between trusted network and also untrusted network. So trusted network is a limited network, untrusted network is nothing but called internet. Suppose in any area, suppose one company is there where webcam is there, where camera is there, door security is also there. All these are connected, but also internet is also connected. A trusted network and untrusted network. And that is we called as a perimeter access control. So perimeter access control is a system or group of system that enforce an access control policy between trusted network and untrusted network. You can see in any home like this, camera is there, the network switch is there, the photoelectric detector is there, fiber sensors detector is also there. Yes. Next, which one of the following is the correct sequence of e-governance? The question is about the e-governance, the sequences. 4 options are given. All these words are same: information, transaction, transformation, interaction. Like that, 4 options are given. So the right answer is, first you should get the information, and next one is called transformation and transaction and also interaction. Like this, we have 4 options are given. You can see the website, first website is there, the web presence, and interaction, transaction, and transformation. Okay, so the answer is transformation, transaction, interaction. So transformation, transaction, where is that? Transformation, transaction, interaction, information. The right answer is D. Next one, which one of the following attack method is originally developed as a rapid method to conduct many different IP based DOS attack? So DOS attack, I think you know that the denied operating system, denied. For example, there is a website is there, and many users are going to access this website. Sometimes whenever you open the website, it is not visible to us. Whenever you go into that application, whatever may be, is not visible to us. We are the clients, we are the users, we want to access this website. but it is not visible to us and we are not able to operate it. So how? Because some person is going to inject this website and is not available to us. Of course, I cannot explain it in detail for a lengthy time. I can give the direct answer is called Targa. Targa is the right answer. Okay, it is a kind of, Targa is a kind of attack, and where the website, the particular information is not available to users. You know, server down, sometimes we can say server down. Of course, server down is not an attack, but when the server is down, it is not available to the users. Okay, a special server-side program that acts between HTTP server and the local resources. Of course, everybody knows that the answer, that answer is gateway program. The answer is gateway program. Which of the following log files record failed logins in Unix operating system? In Unix operating system, whenever you try to log in the system, so every time we are trying to log in the system, sometimes the failed logins also are there, it is going to be recorded. So what is that? syslog. So syslog kind of a log files regarding the Unix operating system. What is the time of perform search, insert and delete operations in the average case as well as the worst case by using the AVL tree? In AVL tree, so what is the search which can use for delete operations? The right answer is called B. Next one. Of course, this is explanation for other options also. Which one of the following digital investigation models is based on the Jackman framework and was created as assist to the design, development and management of enterprise of IT architecture? The right answer is called Forza model. Forza model is based on the Jackman framework, which can be useful for the, whenever the cybercrime, all these things was happen and we need to find out how it is happened, the transaction, how it is happened, we need to go into detail whenever the cybercrime was happened. And this Forza model, which is based on the Jackman framework, can be useful. Next one, an equivocal forensic analysis is one which conclusions regarding the physical digital evidence. You know, whenever the crime was happened, in a crime scene, you can find a bullet, you can find a fingerprint, you can find a DNA also. But sometimes, what do you mean by equivocal? Equivocal means unclear. You can find multiple DNAs, you can find a fingerprint which is not having any clarity. You find a bullet in the crime scene also, but that is damaged. But it can be tampered, it can be changed in the future also, because it is unclear. When the clear evidence is there, you cannot tamper. But when the evidence is not clear, it may happen, anything can be happen. So it is end of interpretation, still open to interpretation, still it can be changed, because the evidence is unclear. The evidence is unclear at the crime scene. The cross-site scripting is a general set of techniques whereby an attacker is send the mass emails to recipients, host a website and infected or malicious web server, execute a malicious code on the other system through an intermediary web application, control on the web application. So what is this cross-site scripting? Cross-site scripting is, there is a person, is the attacker. Attacker is going to send a message to a person. So this person is going to open this link. Attacker will send a message to a person or user, and this person is going to open the link which is sent by this person. This link is going to open the original site only. This link is going to open the original site only, but this link is having the malicious code introduced by attacker. So this is nothing but called cross-site scripting. Of course, you have to understand that straight away you need the right answer. The right answer is called C. An idea, a design, a manuscript, an invention, or a concept which will give rise to useful product or application is known as, everyone knows that, intellectual property. A song, a story, a music, a book, everything is come out of your intellectual. That is called intellectual property, right? Okay, so this is from my side about energy and environment as well as the ICT. Thank you very much.
So coming to drawing, there are 5 questions in drawing. So those questions are very simple and most of the questions are only from projections. So coming to this question, a plane oblique to axis and making same angle with axis as elements do is called. So if you take conic section, so in this generator is making some angle. The similar fashion, if you take the cutting plane, so what kind of section we are going to get? So we are going to get, answer is parabola, option C. So which of the following projections is not a type of parallel projection? So if you see the parallel projections, oblique is also parallel projection, orthographic is complete a parallel projection, curvilinear also a parallel projection. So any curve if you take, along the same curve we are going to have the projectors, that is also a parallel projection. So what is the right answer? A conic projection. So without any discussion we can say option A. When the receding lines are drawn to the full size scale and the projectors incline at an angle of 30 degrees or 45 degrees, if you take any isometric or maybe any 3D diagram, then we may be getting this oblique projection. So which is known as, which one is actually in oblique projection in this? Cabinet, parallel, isometric. So Cavalier projection is basically oblique projection. So where we can find 30, 45 and 60 to the planar projection. So answer is option A. So next question, infinity. From infinity if you say oblique projection is always inclined that plane inclination only, but if you see the particular object from the infinity, then what kind of lines we are going to get? Parallel projectors you will get. So answer is oblique projection. So axonometric projection, isometric, orthographic, both are actually perpendicular. And axonometric projection is one type of isometric projection where we can tilt, we can rotate or something. So which is the right answer here? Option C, oblique projection. According to Indian standards, so we are going to follow the aligned system. So aligned system is the right answer, option A. This is a straightforward and simple question. So this is regarding drawing. And coming to design and safety. In this also there are 5 questions. Which one of the following management functions is correct during the pre-production phase? So pre-production, just before, in production planning and control, the first thing is production planning, the second one is production control. So planning, organizing, staffing, scheduling, routing, budgeting, monitoring and controlling, like that management functions will go. So what is the right answer here? Option C, plan. Option C, plan is the right answer. So coming to this, there are steps in basic procedure of design of machine element, like a basic steps in the design. Select a suitable metal for element, specify function. First of all, you should know the functional requirements. So functional requirements first be known. Once you know the functional requirements, then we can think about what are the forces acting on that, like what about loads or on that particular thing. So next 4. After identifying or after calculating the forces, then we are going to choose the material, right material we are going to choose, that is 1. Once the selection of metal is over, then failure mode. So safety point of view, failure mode, that is 3. So 2, 4, 1, 3 is the right order, like a 2, 4, 1, 3. So where you are getting this 2, 4, 1, 3, option A. Next, any safety program will be ineffective if any attempt is made to control accident without first creating proper safety philosophy. We should know prevention is better than cure, and always you have to learn from the mistakes. So proper safety philosophy must be required. Teaching safety principles, eliminating misconception about the causes of accident, like a fear is there. Obviously, there is a possibility of accident, but if you take some preventive measures, we can avoid such kind of accidents. So what about answer here? All the three correct. So option D. In mechanical engineering designer point of view, so fatigue life, when you talk about fatigue life, variable loading or maybe completely reversible loading, so that is a dynamic situation. Electrolytic concentration, so electrolytic concentration is basically no way concerned with fatigue loading. So which one is playing a major role? Temperature. So obviously if you have any continuously reversible loading, there is a possibility of temperature effect, and also fluid flow rate around specimen. Then this flow rates also will affect. So what about the answer here? Dynamic situation means the temperature may be changing and the fluid flow is also changing. So answer is option D. And coming to this particular question, which of the following statements are correct with respect to mechanical design categories? So failure of the part would endanger human life as a part of made is extremely large quantities, like when you are producing a huge quantity, like a mass production. Vehicles, if you take two-wheelers or maybe four-wheelers, compulsory the safety aspects are very, very important. So the statement 1 is 100% correct. The part is made in less quantities that a moderate series of tests is feasible. Suppose you are producing in only batches, in the form of batches, like we do some safety test, but according to the batch sizes only. This is also correct. The part is made in such a small quantity that testing is not justified at all. Suppose you are producing only one item or two items and the testing is generally not required is telling. So the part is made in small quantities, testing is not justified. And the design must be completed so rapidly that there is no enough time for testing. Actually, without testing, without having safety norms, without having safety measures, we cannot proceed. Even though it is one item or two items, compulsory safety tests are required. So third statement is absolutely wrong. What about answer here? Option A, 1 and 2. Okay, that's all about design and standards. So coming to ESE general studies.